I noticed that there were two court hearings, Judge Rohr. Yes. But the mail was returned unclaimed on February 13th of 2013. Yes. Now, I know that when you issued this dissolution of marriage, yeah, um, were you informed that I didn't get notice of the court hearing? See, there's a real problem with having scheduled on February 11th of 2013. Yes, the final order, right? The order for support, summary time, summary report. Findings of fact and conclusions of the law, and then the decree of dissolution and the non-jury trial. Yes. Now, maybe that's two different hearings. One is the decree and one's a non-jury trial. Yes. But the problem is that the court record shows, right, that this mail was returned unclaimed. I never got an actual copy of the dissolution of marriage. Now, how can you have a dissolution of marriage without a motion hearing to open a Superior Court case docket? And then how can you allow for a default dissolution of marriage where it's not a Superior Court case hearing? And why is it that when you motion a court in the same day, Commissioner Brent Baston decided to have a court hearing, a Superior Court case court hearing? Now, I can understand emergency ex parte issuance of a temporary protection order because the law actually explains how that happens, but you only get one of those when you first motion the court. From then on, you have to give notice to the respondent. Yes. You have to have proof of service. Oh, oh. Now, when you have two court hearings on February 11th of 2013, and this mail was returned unclaimed 2 days later, ooch, exactly who was that mail addressed to? Was it me, and you wanted to believe some bullshit that you couldn't contact? Now, I think that for the last 7 years and 4 months, yes, you never had a hearing. Ooch. You never had a hearing. You never had a hearing, Judge Ken Williams. Yes. And then you arrested me and served me at the same time. And it was not just ooch, ooch. It was a fraudulent service of the actual dissolution of marriage because there is no docketed court hearing to open the Superior Court case. And then when you did not docket, yes, in the Superior Court case summary, the actual motioning of the Superior Court case, the Superior Court Commissioner, this motion for default, yes, was total fucking bullshit right now. Now, I told you to remove your fraud. You decided you wouldn't do it again, didn't you? You're going to obstruct my right to sue you. Yes. And every judge in this county. Well, you have knowledge of the fraud and you're obstructing my right to sue you. Now, we had Heidi Lee Budnick versus Paul Chad Budnick. Yes. Now, this concept of motioning a court for reissuance of a protection order, yes, as a district court instead of a superior court, folks, is that really what the law says? Because if it's a superior court case summary, yes, why is it that there was no motion hearing of Brent Baston on June 1st of 2015? Yes. And then there was no attempt of service to myself. And then on June 12th of 2015, you had a motion hearing? Yes. What's the difference between reissuing a temporary protection order renewal, and reissuing a temporary protection order? Now, you would think that every time you motion a court, they would have had to be all Superior Court case docketed hearings. But for some reason, you and Clonka. Well, it says here that you had a hearing on June 12th of 2015. Yes. And then approximately 40 days later, yeah. Now, June 12th of 2015, let's get out the date calculator, is exactly how long can you issue a temporary protection order? I thought it was 14 days. Unless it was court-ordered publication or mailing. Oh, now, there's probably quite a few lawsuits here. Yes. For obligating me to have to pay child support? Yes. Garnishing my wages? Yes. And then deciding, well, we're just going to totally fuck this guy over. We're going to screw up. Oh, his background check. We're going to deprive him of any and all assistance from the government. Yes. And he's going to learn to do it our way because we're in the judiciary. Now, as an American, I thought we do it my way where I sue you and have you put in prison. Now, the date was June 12th of 2015. Yes. It was a Friday. 13th would have been the next day, though it is a Saturday. Right. Let's count them. Approach 13th to the 30th. Yes, yes. Of 7, 14, and add 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that would have been 18 days. Yes. And then the month of July, the 31st, you had the hearing. Can't include that day. 30 days and 18, it was 48 days later. Now, how can you issue a temporary protection order for 48 days and then decide that you're going to have a motion hearing? Yes, 48 days. It wasn't 40 days, it was 48 days. Now, I don't see anywhere in the RCWs that you can reissue a temporary protection order for 48 days. Poop. Do you, Judge? Is there something in the RCWs that you don't understand? Now, I told you to remove your fraud. You issued it for 48 days, right? You reissued it without it being a Superior Court case hearing. Yeah. You didn't Superior Court case here. Each of these ex parte orders, yes, that you reissued, as if ex parte. Well, they all should have been docketed Superior Court case hearings. Now, did Brent Baisden decide that he was 48 days? You know, I'm going to sue every fucking judge in this nation that has any knowledge of this. I'm going to sue every sheriff in every county of the United States. I'm going to sue every attorney, court commissioner, and justice of the United States. I'm going to sue every oath of office that has any knowledge of you as a court not docketing court hearings, yes, and then deciding, well, some of this is Superior Court and some of it's District Court. See, when you first open a Superior Court case summary, every court hearing is Superior Court case, and that means every court hearing has to be docketed, yes, and you can't docket court hearings that you don't fucking have. Now, I'm really very upset right now. I am being obstructed from suing the Port Angeles Police Department. Yes, the Sequim Police Department. And I was absolutely sure that I had notified every city police department in the United States. Now, let's go through the Fraternal Order of Police Chiefs. Ouch. Now, you have arrested me multiple times, yes, for the allegation of violating a temporary protection order, that was issued for 48 days, right, that you issued for 10 years, yes, 10 years. 10 years, right, where I did not get any actual notice of the court hearings. And then after you had the court hearing, you decided to serve me in the Sequim Public Library by an individual that was not the actual sheriff. And then you attempted service on somebody other than myself. Yes. But then you did actually serve someone else. Now, why don't you tell me? 48 days after the issuance of a temporary protection order, right, that was issued during a Superior Court case hearing. Now, I told you to remove this. You said you would. Now, I'm on trial still in Jefferson County. Oh, see, I told Judge Landis, I said, well, look at it. The protected person didn't sign it. These incomplete forms you call court orders. Yes. The petitioner didn't sign it. Oh, big question about how many forgeries there are. I sent you a little email about incomplete documents. Yes. Now, just so that I know, can you ever? I am wanting to sue you and have you put in prison. You issued a temporary protection order for 48 days. You had an emergency ex parte motioning for a dissolution of marriage that you did not docket as a Superior Court hearing. And you have a dissolution of marriage that never docketed the first court hearing. I will. I will.